Hi, let's look at this question together. Figure 1 shows a square piece of paper PQRS. The line GH divides the paper into two equal parts. The paper is folded so that corners P and Q meet at point E on GH as shown in figure 2. Which of the following is or are true? Angle MRE equal 30 degrees. Angle RMG equal to 105 degrees. RSE is a quadrature triangle. Okay, now let's look at what do we know about this question. First, the question says that PQRS is a square piece of paper. So PQRS is this piece. So if it's the square piece of paper, which means that the sides are all the same. Okay, so I can say that PS is equal to RS is equal to QR. So these three lines are the same. The line GH divide the paper into two halves. So the line GH is right at the middle, which means that this length is equal to this. Okay. The paper is folded so that corner P and Q meets at the point E on GH. So this paper, this corner here is fold inside. So you reach here and touch. For both sides, they touch at point E. Okay. So from the diagram itself, straight away we realize that if these three lines are the same, when they folded, the length of QR doesn't change. So it ends up here. Okay, so this red line QR, when you fold, it ends up here. Okay, so which means that I can say that these three sides are exactly the same. Straight away, we know that this is a quadrature triangle. Okay. Next, we realize that when I fold a piece of paper, let's say from Q to E, okay, the angle here, these two angles here are exactly the same. Okay, so if you take a piece of paper, you fold it, okay, these two angles are exactly the same. So this is the next thing that we realize. Also, for the corner of all the square paper is always 90 degrees. Okay, with this info, we can now look at what do we know from this question. The question asks for three statements asking you is it true or false. From the diagram just now, straight away we know that RSE is a quadrature triangle, which is true. So we solve the first one. Let's look at how about A and B, which is angle MRE and angle RMG. Okay, let's look at the A first, MRE. So now we know that this is a quadrature triangle, which means the angle inside here is all 60 degrees. Okay, so we know that the side of the paper, the corner of the paper is 90 degrees. So if we know this is 90, we know this is 60, we can find an angle QRE, which is 90 minus 60 is equal to 30 degrees. So we already found this angle QRE. Okay, remember I said just now, when I fold a piece of paper here and flip it over, these two angles are exactly the same. So which means that if I take QRE divide by 2, I will get the answer for MRE, which is this red portion here. And that's what the question was asking. So I take 30 degrees divided by 2, I get 15 degrees. So angle MRE is 15 degrees. Okay, so the question says MRE is 30 degrees. So this is false. So this statement is false because we found it to be 15 degrees. Now we left the last part, angle RMG. We see whether is it 105 degrees. Okay, so now we found that, remember these two angles are the same. So I could safely say that QRM is also 15 degrees because we found that MRE is 15. So QRM is also 15. So if I know this is 15 degrees, I know that this is a right angle triangle, and this is 90 degrees. I can find this yellow portion, which is angle QMR. Why I want to find this? Because I'm interested to find this one. Okay, this angle RMG. This was what the question is asking. Okay, so if I can find this yellow angle here, I can find angle RMG. Reason is that this is angle of straight line. I take 180 degrees, subtract away the yellow part, I get what I wanted. So angle QMR is 180 degrees, minus away 90, minus away 15, and I get 75. So angle RMG is simply this straight line here. I subtract away the yellow part. So I take 180 degrees minus QMR, I get 75. 180 degrees minus 75, I get 105. Okay, so angle RMG is equal to 105, so it's true. So in this question, only B and C are true. I hope it helps.